Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I haven't done a top 5 video in a couple of weeks, and to be honest, they really kickstarted the channel again, so I'm going to do one today, and it's going to be on my top 5 wizard killers from the wizarding world. Death in the Harry Potter story comes a lot after the 4th book. It was kind of like Cedric Diggory's death was a chain reaction, and then people just started being killed out of nowhere. So I had to think to myself, and I put together a group of proper wizard killers, almost wizard hunters you could say, people who did a lot of damage. And I'm not going to throw all the big names at you guys, I'm going to put in a surprise or two to try catch you off guard, and so the video doesn't seem too predictable. We don't want a boring video today, do we? Anyway, let's kick it off with number 5. Aleister Moody. It wasn't only dark wizards that were going to make this list, guys. Okay, wizard killer is a term that basically spells bad guy, but that's not really the case for some of the people on this list. Not all wizard killers were from an evil standpoint. Aleister Moody was one of, if not the most famous Auror in the history of the Aurors department, and was responsible for placing the majority of Azkaban's inmates where they are today. He always did his best to capture and not kill, but during the course of the First Wizarding War, the Death Eater's tactics became so ruthless that the Ministry had to answer with their own reforms. All 3 unforgivable curses were made legal, and with that, Aleister took down his fair share of dark wizards in order to defer what seemed to be Voldemort's impending victory. From his battles, he lost a leg, an eye, part of his nose, and he had plenty of scars. As I said, he's killed more than one wizard, that's for sure, and I know he may be a surprise to some of you that he's on this list, but he definitely warrants a place on it. In at number 4, we have Scavia, someone who may surprise you once again, as Moody did. However, Scavia was a nasty piece of work from his days as a Slytherin at Hogwarts until his formation of the Snatchers, basically underground illegal bounty hunters that would catch wizards and witches in order to claim the reward that the Death Eater run Ministry had placed on them. Scavia really didn't care about anyone other than himself. As long as he made a profit, he was a happy man. He knew numerous curses and jinxes in order to help him catch his targets alive, but that did not mean he didn't kill. He's killed his fair share of wizards during his time, with a particular focus on the Battle of Hogwarts. He was more than determined to get Neville through that shield. However, he lost his life at the hands of Neville because he was trying to kill the boy when Neville decided to blow up the bridge, resulting in Scavia and his Snatcher gang falling to their deaths. Unless, of course, Scavia used the Arresto Momentum spell with his wand, which he still had in his hand at the moment he fell. Who knows, maybe he's still out there, lurking in the shadows. Anyway, let's move on. In at number 3, we have a witch that will obviously not surprise you to see her on this list, and that is Bellatrix Lestrange. Bellatrix was the absolute worst, most vile human being to unfortunately walk the face of the wizarding world. She had an extremely unhealthy obsession with the Dark Lord, and everything she did was all in his name. Bellatrix willingly went to Azkaban as an open and proud prisoner of the Dark Lord. She was a ruthless killer, and takes her place at number 3 for not only just killing magical folk, but magical folk that was actually her family. She heartlessly executed her cousin Sirius Black right in front of Harry Potter, stealing the last real piece of the boy's family from him. She then followed that up by killing her very own niece, Nymphadora Tonks, daughter of her sister Andromeda, of who she was once extremely close to. She almost made it 3 for 3 when she attempted to kill the young Ginny Weasley right before her mother Molly, only for the latter to overpower her and dispatch Bellatrix herself. There's no doubt whatsoever she is a wizard killer for sure. In at number 2 is a man known as Antonin Dolahov. Is it just me who feels really uneasy and uncomfortable saying his name? There was nothing likeable about this character, only the fact that he was well written by J.K. Rowling, because he brought out such an emotional response from me when I was reading the book. Okay, we don't see too much of him in the movies, which is a shame, but anyway, Dolahov was an extremely powerful Death Eater and right up there at the top of Voldemort's ranks. He was directly responsible for the luring and murdering of the Pruitt brothers and Order of the Phoenix members, Fabian and Gideon, or Fabian and Gideon, whichever way you want to pronounce that name. These guys were also Molly Weasley's older brothers. Dolahov was also responsible for the death of Remus Lupin during the Battle of Hogwarts, besting the werewolf in duel combat, most likely down to the fact that Remus had grown quite rusty with a wand. Nobody really knows what happened to Antonin after the war, but he was bested by Filius Flitwick, so it may not be out of the question to assume that he currently resides in Azkaban. In at number 1, we have a wizard that I think it's safe to say we all know a little too well, and yeah, I know he's a mainstream villain, but I had to put him in on this list. I had to put him at number 1 for the following reason. Gellert Grindelwald killed a lot of wizards in the crimes of Grindelwald. Now, Gellert claimed he didn't want to spill magical blood, but if it was for the greater good, then he would not hesitate. The biggest example of this is towards the end of the movie, where he casts the Protego Diabolicus spell, a massively powerful and dangerous curse that omits flesh disintegrating flames. He used this spell to weed out his traitors and even kill Leda Lestrange. A lot of wizards died that night in Paris, but I'm sure it's something that Grindelwald justified himself. He showed no regrets whatsoever for his crimes, and his wizard killing was not yet completed, with Albus Dumbledore top of the list to still be disposed of, even if he was training Credence to do it. There you have it, everyone, my top 5 wizard killers. I didn't want to make the list really mainstream by putting like Voldemort in there and other notable names. It just makes it too predictable, it makes the video boring, and it's just not entertaining. When I'm watching a video online, I always love a surprise thrown in there. It just kind of keeps the video fresh. Anyway, let me know the changes you would make to this list in the comment section below. Who would you put in as number 1, for example? Who would be your top wizard killer? Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great day, and remember, as Lucius Malfoy once said, you must be Miss Granger. Draco's told me all about you and how you didn't click like on this video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever, so please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do, it's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content, so if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, everyone, and please have a great day.